Hi Virgo, this is Star with Ariana Stark with your forecast for the new month, June 2025. New energies will come into effect this June. So let's just find out what the universe has in store for you. For a personalized reading as well as for deck purchase, feel free to reach us at the email address given below. I do have the Seven of Cups from the Ideal Tarot. Possibly this is the month when you could be deliberating over the choices that you have made, a bit nostalgic like this dog right here. Maybe you're going to be thinking about the choices that you had with respect to professional matters as well as with respect to personal matters. I think you also need to shake things up because you could be quite bored with the job. Maybe you want an increment, you want increased pay. Possibly you think your boss is saddling you with excess work. In essence, Virgos, you should accept the changes and modify even if you are reluctant. Appreciation as well as money does motivate you this month. The final days of May stepping into June, I do have the Five of Cups. This is another card from the Suit of Cups. So you're dealing with the water signs, that is Pisces, Scorpio as well as Cancer. Your emotions may have overwhelmed you at this time. Possibly there were disagreements with loved one over a choice that a particular person had made. I think you need to tone down your expectations. Maybe you should also see the other person's point of view. It would have been best, to walk away from these ugly confrontations, to maintain your poise, to maintain your cool. This lady, she's hiding her face from us. Likewise, I think you should have taken a back seat rather than meddle in other people's affairs. Maybe you also needed to clarify before pointing fingers at others. Work-wise also, I think there were distractions and interruptions. Perhaps you needed to prioritize. Maybe there were also calls for an interview but then may not have worked out. Oftentimes in those days you were also reviewing assignments. You may have been a bit distracted. That is why errors needed to be done away with. Obstacles to overcome this month or the challenges. I do have the Page of Pentacles. You do want minor gains, but this is in the challenge position, so gains could be hard to come by. Maybe, like I said, you want an increment, you want better pay, but this is in the obstacle position. Again, communication is going to increase. You could also be sought after on account of your words of wisdom, but then you may also want to take a back seat. You may not want to network. You may not want to answer people's queries. Maybe there could also be consultancy related offers for some Virgos. You could also find yourself under pressure and overworked due to colleagues being on leave or there are no replacements. This month you'll have to reschedule tasks. Maybe you have to get up early, work late into the night to overcome the hindrances in the path. Influences for June, I do have the Page of Cups, another Cups in your reading. So your emotions are going to get the better of you. So let not your poise desert you. Virgos, you also need to be mindful of the fact that hastiness or giving away too much information could also lead to competition, as well as it could create a mess in your relationships. Basically, it would be advisable for you to keep your cards close to your chest. Maybe you should also look inwards and gain perspective. Your family could be very demanding. Someone around you could be unwell. That's why you could be the caregiver. Maybe you will also have to enumerate whatever you have done, or your contribution towards the family needs to be outlined because your loved ones could question your contribution to the family purse. Other than that, you also need to brace yourself for unnecessary change of plans. I think you're dealing with a whimsical superior or boss. You may be reluctant, but then you have to fall in line to what the superior says. Someone could also threaten to sabotage your work. With 2 pages, quarrels between friends is very likely. I think you should safeguard your interests. Maybe, like I said, you should hold your tongue in certain situations because giving too much information away could could be detrimental for your own interests. A question of principles could also arise. Someone could think that you've been unethical. That is why it could be an eye-opener for you. You can wriggle yourself out of that situation, but then you have to be extra careful in the future. The first 10 days of June, I do have the Wheel of Fortune. So dramatic turn of events. Besides, fate is also playing its part here. Possibly you have to be prepared to sail with the changes. Maybe you will wonder why everything goes antagonistic or haywire, why your plans go for a toss. Little issues could snowball or matters could compound to big issues. So nip issues in the bud. Maybe past issues could also be raked up by a family member. That is why you're a bit nostalgic. You're at a loss for words. I do have the Temperance card, so slow and steady wins the race. Patience is the key for you. I think you should ignore those unhealthy remarks which are directed at you, the barbs or the unkind remarks. Maybe you also need to be mindful of the fact that people are very envious and jealous of you. There are going to be delays, but then you can also take heart from the fact that you will manage to achieve what you set out to do. I think you could also be a bit overwhelmed on account of your home life, which is quite disturbing because, like I said, you need to jog your family members' memories over your contribution. I think some of you find the work environment so oppressive that you want to put in your papers, but then work goes a winner never quits. I think you also need to network. You also need to tap into your contacts, work on your social networking skills. Payment is also going to come in, but then taxation issues could also require your attention. I think some of you could also suffer on account of cough and cold or irritation when it comes to your nasal tract, as I just did cough. The next 10 days, that is 11 to 20th June, I do have the 6 of Cups. Now this person or this lady, her head is tilted. Maybe you're going to be thinking about the past. You're someone who is going to be dealing with an estrangement or a rift in a relationship. There could also be changes in your living condition or within the work environment. Maybe some of you are thinking of the past because someone could bring it up, and that is also going to make you disturbed. Incidentally, estranged people could also want to re-enter your life. You also need to tap into your contacts, your friends and acquaintances, because you're going to gain on account of them. Lenormand's heart has also come up in your reading, so heart chakra related issues could abound for many Virgos. Creativity is also going to be in full swing, so keep your emotions in check. Focus on your creative talents and creative gifts, because these are blessings from the universe. Maybe you feel that you're caught in a web because some problem seems to persist. I think unscheduled work is also going to be the key here. You also need to put up with the delays. Maybe you think that like the cherries, you are entrapped in a particular situation. Like I said, you could be a bit out of sorts within the work environment because people are backbiting or people are going to give you a bad name. 21st to 30th June, I do have the 10 of Wands. Now, this is a person who seems to be stressed out. He seems to be overburdened, so much so that his back is completely bent. I think you need to be patient. You also need to overcome those anxious moments. You could be under pressure. Maybe you feel everything in your life is cyclic. Sometimes the workload could also leave you a bit exhausted, so seek assistance instead of doing everything all by yourself. I think you have to make adjustments. You could question why the elders expect you to surrender to what others around you want. I think financial instability is the reason why you have to give in to what others want. Some of you could also want to take loans. Interestingly, shopping and food treats will also be lined up at this time. With respect to your love life, I do have the card circles going round in circles, like the card caught in a web. Maybe you feel entrapped. Maybe it's a karmic relationship that you're dealing with. That is why you're back to square one. Possibly some Virgos, you could be discussing the same things over and over again instead of having that eureka moment or breakthrough moment. Maybe you're discussing work. I think fate does have its part here. Also, there could be separation of sorts. Maybe distance could creep up in your relationship. This could also be a physical distance. I do have the card gone, disappeared. So some of you could be walking away or moving away from a relationship. Maybe you're thinking that you had your chances with the opposite sex, but you didn't take them. That is why there's no point crying over spilled milk. A person could also be away on account of work. That could be the case for some Virgos. Letter messages, love notes is a card here. So lavender flowers here talks about unconditional love. I think you need to reach out to your person, or it could be vice versa. Maybe your loved ones think that you're very persuasive, but then you want to wear your heart on your sleeve. You want to iron out the differences that are there between you and your person. I think the feeling or sense of loss which was there with this Five of Cups as we started this reading is also reflected in the card gone, disappeared. That is why you do have the Six of Cups. Maybe that is why you're going to be self-absorbed. Trust issues could also be a reason why there could be a rift or a separation. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Some deep message there. I think you need to have faith in the process. You also need to understand that even if there's a distance in the relationship, maybe distance could also make the heart grow fonder. Some of you could be married and you also need to be patient with your person because unnecessary disagreements could crop up in your relationship. This June, I think you shouldn't allow your in-laws to also interfere because it's possible that they could be leaving you hassled. Maybe they're also bickering about you. Interestingly, I also have this last message, vacuum away fear. It says, ask Archangel Michael and Raphael to remove any fear-based energy from you, your surrounding, the situation, and everyone involved. So clear away or get rid of negative energies. Maybe you're in low vibration when you started this reading, but this message means that you need to do aura cleansing. You need to protect yourself from harsh energies or from energy vampires. Maybe you're anxious on account of situations at work, maybe because, like I said, a question of principles could also arise. Someone is also going to question how you go about your business. So all these issues could weigh down on you. Stay motivated because there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe these are moments which are going to harden you for a future, especially as the year proceeds. I hope Virgos you liked your reading. This is Star with Ariana Stark. Do give us your feedback in the comment section. This is Ariana Stark signing off. Take care. Bye. Till the next time.